Published, 5:41 Eastern Standard Time, the 2nd of March 2018. Updated, 5:42 Eastern Standard Time, the 2nd of March 2018. Everyone living in Dubai could be genetically tested for killer diseases under radical new plans similar to a minority report for doctors. In an unprecedented move, officials in the desert city have announced they want to create a genome database for its 3 million residents, even non-citizens. Living in Dubai, the most populated metropolis in the United Arab Emirates, will be tested to search for disorders before they strike. This theory was used in Minority Report, a 2002 science fiction film starring Tom Cruise, which saw police use technology to catch criminals before they commit crimes. The Dubai Health Authority will compile the genetic coding of every resident into a database, which would be the world's biggest, to search for those at risk. This theory was used in Minority Report, a 2002 science fiction film starring Tom Cruise, which saw police use technology to catch criminals before they commit crimes. In an unprecedented move, officials in Dubai have announced they want to create a genome database for its 3 million residents. Artificial intelligence will identify anyone with a genetic profile that is similar to ones of residents with a genetic disease. Humaid Mohammed Al-Khatami, Director General of the DHA, told the Khaleej Times that the first phase of the project should be done by 2020. He said, "The authority is looking to target all residents of the Emirate of Dubai, focusing on UAE nationals in the first phase of implementation. The project's timetable extends over 24 months, during which we will be collecting samples, analyzing DNA sequences, and recording the results in the databank." The DHA warns there are 220 known genetic diseases in the Middle Eastern country, and are responsible for 70% of infant mortality. Whole genome sequencing allows researchers to read all the little bits of code that make us who we are. The human genome is composed of more than 3 billion pairs of building block molecules and grouped into some 25,000 genes. It contains the codes and instructions that tell the body how to grow and develop, but flaws in the instructions can lead to disease. Many argue giving patients the blood tests will allow doctors to spot rare diseases caused by genetic mutations. Former Prime Minister David Cameron set up a project to sequence 100,000 genomes for NHS patients with a known rare disease or cancer. Chief Medical Officer Dame Sally Davies wants to set up a central genetic database within the next 5 years to aid research. She said genetic testing should become as routine as an MRI scan, although patients would have the opportunity to opt out. The first decoding of a human genome, completed in 2003 as part of the Human Genome Project, took 15 years and cost £2.15 billion, $3 billion. Thalassemia, a deadly blood disorder, is common in the UAE. The country already screens couples before they marry to look for genetic disorders. The plans, launched as part of the Dubai 10X initiative, are significantly bigger than any currently underway in the UK. In contrast, the UK Biobank, considered to be one of the most ambitious projects in the world, aims to sequence only 500,000 Britons. Fears have repeatedly been raised about what could happen if cyber hackers were somehow able to retrieve the data, but it is currently unclear what privacy protections will be put in place in Dubai to protect the data involved in the study. Gizmodo reports the move comes just months after a similar law was revoked in Kuwait. It required all residents and travelers to submit samples of their DNA, but geneticists were up in arms over the Orwellian plan, and warned it was a breach of privacy, comparing it to filming people in toilets. Whole genome sequencing, which is what is likely to happen in Dubai, allows researchers to read all the little bits of code that make someone who they are. The human genome is composed of more than 3 billion pairs of building block molecules and grouped into some 25,000 genes. It contains the codes and instructions that tell the body how to grow and develop, but flaws in the instructions can lead to disease. The first decoding of a human genome, completed in 2003 as part of the Human Genome Project, took 15 years and cost £2.15 billion, $3 billion. It has since become widespread and led to dozens of projects, such as the 100,000 Genomes Project, launched former Prime Minister David Cameron in 2012, writing in The Times earlier this week about how his late son's diagnosis with a rare neurological disorder devastated his family. Mr. Cameron praised the future of genomic testing.